Welcome to the Ecommerce Alley podcast, where we believe that in order to build a life-changing business, you need passionate leadership, smart operations, and of course, powerful marketing. My name is Dylan, and I've spent the last few years producing this podcast. And you may have seen me on a few episodes with Josh, but because he's currently out with a new baby, I'm stepping in to film this episode. So Josh, if you're listening to this when it comes out, let's just hope I don't burn this thing to the ground. Now, in this episode, I'm going to talk about the great product hierarchy. And this came out of me watching a lot of Shark Tank recently, and I realized that every time a product came into the tank, the sharks asked, what stops another brand from coming in and doing the same thing you're doing and squashing you like a bug? It's mainly Mr. Wonderful's words, but, it really got me thinking, how do you create a great product? Something that can't be easily ripped off and that has the potential to scale exponentially, or maybe you're not worried about getting ripped off, but how do you convince your customer to buy your product, your great product? So that's where we created the great product hierarchy. So I want to talk about the structure for it first. I want to put like an image to the concept. So somewhat visualize a nutrition food pyramid of sorts. I don't know if you remember this from your fourth grade class, but at the bottom is bread, cereal, and pasta. And then in the middle, there's like meat and poultry, nuts. And then at the top, there's fats, oils, and sweets. So to mirror this now onto our structure, the bottom of the pyramid would be niche. And then the next level up would be USPs. And then the top of the pyramid is a unique product. Now, I want to talk about all of those here in a second, but where this differs from the food pyramid is that each of these levels are more important than the one below. Obviously, in the food pyramid, sweets are at the top, meaning eat them sparingly. However, in our hierarchy, the top, which is unique product, is actually the most important and the hardest to achieve. It's pretty easy to get sweets, just pull them out of the bottom drawer. I'm going to go through each of these tiers individually and give you some ideas on how you can apply this to your business. So I want to start with the first one, the bottom of the pyramid, niche. Niche is basically the minimum requirement for a great product. The reason for this is because if you don't have a niche, then you're essentially competing with every other person somewhat in your product category. We actually have a client in the Max Profits Mentorship coaching program who sells jewelry. Jewelry, in my opinion, is a very difficult industry to stand out in because there's so much competition. And people have very specific tastes of what they like. They also tend to be very particular about the price point. Already you're going into this with a lot of negatives. So how can a niche make a jewelry brand stand out? Well, particularly the jewelry brand that we're talking about, the niche is jewelry made from treasures found on the coast of New Zealand's beautiful oceans. Instantly, this brand has gone from any old jewelry to a great product with minimal competitors. It also deeply resonates with people for so many reasons. Maybe they have family from New Zealand and they want to have something special from there. Maybe they're just an ocean lover and want unique jewelry. Maybe they moved away from their home in New Zealand and want to remember their once home. Now, when I see an ad for this brand, my mind doesn't instantly go to comparing it to jewelry I can buy at Walmart, right? And I'm not looking at the price tag asking myself why I'd pay so much for it. Another example, some of you may be like, yeah, niche is important, but like how important is it really? Just look at Liquid Death. It's just water, guys, but specifically in a niche advertised to cool and edgy people. It's funny because you wouldn't really think that you could establish a niche in a product as basic as water, but if they can do it, so can you. Now, some of you may already be in a niche, or you're thinking to yourself, even if I established a niche, I still wouldn't stand out that much in the marketplace because there are other people in that niche. That's where the next tier comes in, unique selling points. These are the mid-tier because you have a strong niche. You may not need unique selling points because your niche does most of the selling. But I want to give you an example of a brand that doesn't have a strong niche, but the unique selling points is what has gotten it to where it is today. Magic Spoon. We've used Magic Spoon as an example plenty of times in the past because they do a great job at this. And they have a decently established niche, which is kid breakfasts for adults. But that alone isn't a strong enough thing to make a great product because what stops Kellogg from coming in and making the same thing? they actually have. Magic Spoon has the unique selling points of 4 to 5 grams of net carbs, 12 to 14 grams of protein, and 0 grams of sugar. It further differentiates them from any other cereal on the market. However, the hardest thing about developing unique selling points is that you can't just use stuff like high quality, no artificial flavors, supports a charity, or handmade, because these can easily be copied, therefore not making them unique. This is undoubtedly the hardest part about developing unique selling points, because maybe what you currently see as distinctively unique about your product, your consumers won't. So when thinking about this and developing your own USPs, I like to use the gut check of a simple Google search. If you can Google your product plus handmade and find something similar, it's not unique enough. In the example I gave above with the jewelry, saying handmade with the shells found on the coast instantly makes this more unique than just saying handmade. These unique selling points are the pieces of your product that people are making their decision based on. So these should be clearly highlighted on your page. So take a look at Magic Spoon's retail box or website. You'll see that their USPs are very clearly displayed on both, so the consumer can make a decision without scrolling or looking at the back of the box. Next, I want to talk about the last piece of our pyramid, unique product. This is arguably the hardest because you may already be selling a product that just isn't very unique by design, and that's okay. That just means you need to spend extra time on the two things before this. However, where this gets interesting is that this pillar is the most deceptive, because you can scale very fast and very quickly with a unique product. But then odds are you're going to hit a brick wall, so to speak, where you just can't scale anymore. You may think it's because you hit a market cap or your ads are fatigued, but actually it's because with a unique product, you can typically bypass niche and unique selling points because your product does the selling for you. One of our clients in the Max Profits Mentorship sells electrolyte-infused coffee and is currently at about a $1 million per year run rate. However, he's struggling to grow past that point. He was asking me if maybe it was the price or maybe his ads just stopped working. And I took a look at his website like I normally do, and I asked him, who's this for? And he proceeded to tell me that it was for runners, niche, that were looking to replace their existing electrolyte supplement with something they were already doing, drinking coffee, USP. Granted, run is in the name of the brand, but when I looked at his website, I was unable to learn any of this. It wasn't very obvious anywhere. All I was seeing was electrolyte-infused coffee, and to be honest, it's actually dangerous to assume that people even know what that is to begin with. Keep in mind, this is a brand that's doing $1 million a year with no clear display of a niche or USP outlined on their site, particularly their product page. This is a prime example that a unique product is the most important part of the great product hierarchy. But in order to truly scale, you can't bypass the foundations of a strong niche and a well-outlined unique selling point. Displaying your USPs on your ads and website will help you better talk to your niche and maybe even address people outside of your niche that are also interested in your product and its USPs. Hopefully this episode gave you a higher level view on how to improve your brand and your product to better acquire customers, because better products have lower acquisition costs and are usually more profitable. It's really important to differentiate yourself in the marketplace because there's so much competition. And every time someone looks at your brand, they're probably comparing you to something. And if it's hard for them to make a direct and clear comparison, the odds of them buying go down drastically. I always encourage people to go somewhere, to a park, a coffee shop, or a mall, and brainstorm this concept for your brand. Spend hours doing this. It's the most important thing that you can do. Think deeply and don't settle for the first thing you come up with, because odds are it won't pass the Google gut check. I actually just recently had to go through this exercise for us here at the Ecommerce Alley because we officially launched our very own website where we're selling our most used client resources. Obviously, this is a plug for the website, so if you want to check it out, just visit ecommercealley.com/shop. But more importantly, I want you to go visit and take a look at our USPs. I went to a local coffee shop and spent probably 30 plus minutes per product coming up with 3 to 5 USPs for each one. directly speaking to you, our niche, mentioning your pain points, the problems that you need solved, and how these uniquely designed products solve this for you. Catch it? Yeah. Before you head out, if you're watching this on YouTube, drop in the comments what part of the great product hierarchy you need to work on most. And if you do, we'll leave you a unique 20% off coupon code for anything on ecommercealley.com/shop. And if you're listening to this on audio and you also want the discount code, just go find the YouTube video and do the same thing. I really appreciate you listening to this episode. I hope you weren't too sad that Josh wasn't here today. I promise he'll be back next week, and maybe with a new twist, who knows?